Hello YouTube. Why is everybody trying to type exclamation mark FAQ in YouTube? What's going on? Use English, please. Only English in the chat. If I see you spamming in non-English, you get a ban, sorry. Now that everything works, here we go. Learning session, not today, but I have those learning sessions from time to time. Exclamation mark Errichto. You're trying to see which commands are possible. There's uptime, there's FAQ. But yeah, I saw a lot of people trying to use today, and I don't have a command for today. I'm not just solving random problem from the chat. If I started doing that, I would get busy only with solving problems. What is the meaning of FAQ? This is short for frequently asked questions. Where you type FAQ, at least in Twitch, the bot will give you a link. And because so many questions are repeated, this is very useful. When they solve IMO problems, I'm not that good in math. You are better off watching somebody else solving IMO problems. Hello Kevini, hello Pranavnat. In YouTube, do I have any comments? Maybe I had some, but here we have stream elements. So, before asking questions, maybe look up the FAQ. I need to put, do you have FAQ also in FAQ. Links for example, these are in the description. The plan for today is just, talking, nothing special. There is a small change though. For today I plan chatting with viewers with random stuff. Tomorrow I said there will be recent Code Chef lunchtime and cook-off contest. I'm changing that a little bit. This will be on Friday, and on Thursday 1v1 lockout against Merkurev. Should I tag him? Damn it, he's Nutella nowadays. That's bad for me. So there's a small update. Tomorrow at the same time you can see me most likely losing against Merkurev and getting out of the 1v1 competition. And Friday will be Code Chef. Second stream. I'm doing lockout against life. Can you explain the print finalist t-shirt? T-shirt? That was a medal. Do you like Sudoku? I don't love it. It's fine to do it from time to time, but it's not interesting enough that I will, do it instead of other things. If I'm bored, let's say in a train, and I would have puzzle book with me, then sure, I would do Sudoku. Do you have any 1v1 planned against second threat? Not yet, but yeah, we will do it. Finally catch a stream. Good for you. I don't know what I will do in 5 years. Library for competitive programming? Only a few codes, like FFT for example. I don't know if I will ever work as a software engineer, possibly. I have no idea what I will do in 5 years. Yes, it's hard to become an expert in 3 months. If you know, being an expert isn't about having 3 months of experience in something. More of teaching plus gym, that takes a lot of time, you know. Making a gym contest on matrix experimentation took a lot of time, and it will be the same for every other topic. Fortunately, a few people wrote to me that they are able to help if I'm ever to do it again. Mainly those people, they don't have experience in Polygon, so I would need to spend some time anyway, you know, teaching them how to use Polygon, teaching them how to prepare problems. But it's a one-time thing, and then they can help me. To be honest, I would happily pay somebody who is experienced with Polygon just per hour. Like, I don't know, $20 per hour or something. Maybe that's a bit too much, because I don't get anything from that. If they want to help for free, then sure. Collaboration with William Lin. We made something in the past, didn't we? But yeah, I will do some well-planned video with William eventually. I'm sure he is now busy with IOI preparation. He is better off just doing now IOI contests. I talked with him recently about just making a single random video about one problem. I don't remember what we agreed on. What am I coding today? Today I'm coding nothing, or at least right now. I can tell you what I coded yesterday, or what I did at least yesterday. I noticed that when I run Genie in Windows, when I don't want full screen. When I run Genie, hit F9 for compilation of C++. Instead of compiling the code, it told me here at the bottom, file missing. And I couldn't understand what's going on. Google helped me, saying that apparently I don't have a path set up for C++, but I had GCC or something equivalent. I could write in C++ on Windows a few months ago. Just every day I use Linux. So apparently in the past month something happened with Windows Update, or maybe I messed up and installed something or uninstalled something, and I needed to install C++ again. Strange thing. Windows isn't good for programming. I don't know what happened since like 3 months ago when I could code here on Windows in Genie. After watching your videos, I got back my lost interest in programming. Thanks. You're welcome. Vibe have. It's so hard to read nicknames on Twitch. Twitch is better for viewers. I as a user, I prefer Twitch over YouTube. For example, you can set up your own nickname instead of usually just first and second name, like in YouTube, where it's connected to your Google account. But yeah, it's hard to read. Kill Computers is a good nickname. I don't know about that. I don't like such a nickname. Twitch has more controls. Yeah, Twitch is better for streaming. Stream some IOI problems sometimes. I recently did screencasts of Olympiad style problems. Like Central European Olympiad, Japanese Olympiad, that's a lot. Collab with Shroud. he can hit me in DMs. Why scanf over scene? Why scene over scanf? Scanf, when I started at least, scanf was faster. There should be... It used to work that I could chat with the audience and answer all the queries. You know the... How is it called? Suffering from Success? By DJ Khaled, yeah. I don't listen to DJ Khaled, but I used to watch a lot of H3 on YouTube. And they memed DJ Khaled a little bit at some point. And regarding my suffering from success, I have too many viewers and it's impossible for me to answer all the questions. Instead, can we do something live where you put questions in some kind of survey and upvote? This works nice with YouTube comments under videos. If somebody has a good question, other people will upvote it. Whenever somebody suggests me videos, like just video ideas, I tell them to go to YouTube, to youtube.com Errichto, just put it as a comment below my video, just the recent video or video about something similar, and then if other people see that comment, they upvote it, so I see it as well. How can I start preparing for coding competitions? By solving problems. I have video for that. Why 2 YouTube channels? See FAQ. Link to FAQ and other things is in the description. Yes, I did IQ test, but they are stupid. Though I can tell you that I'm not I'm not too stupid. I'm on the smarter side. H3 fell from grace. Yeah, H3 content isn't that good anymore. I used to watch... Wait a second. I'm on this... Okay, I will not be able to even show you my subscriptions because now I'm on Errichto too. But on YouTube... Oh. What's going... Oh. My fingers were in the wrong places on the keyboard. Sugar Pine 7. Regarding good YouTube content. I used to watch a lot of Sugar Pine 7, but then they quit. Financial reasons. So if you scroll to around, I don't know, 2 years ago, that's some amazing content. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Sugar Pine 7, H3H3. Recently, I watch a lot of Moist Critical or Penguins. Those are, and Gus Johnson. Those are some of the best creators on YouTube. Comedic creators. If normally I sit in front of a computer and do coding, I don't really want to see a lot of coding in my free time. So I like to... For me, YouTube is mainly for comedy. Regarding the IQ, I don't know, some random test in the internet showed me 130, but this is just a random test, and it was about finding patterns. A lot of patterns were this, X or that. Do the final thing. It's stupid. I'm on the level of being, after practicing, being one of the best in the country in, let's say, math or competitive programming. That's some statistic, but it doesn't mean that I'm the best among million people, because not everybody tries to be so good in math. Actually, it's similar situation in chess. If you get to some grandmaster title in chess, does it mean you're very smart? Does it mean you're not smart because you spend so much time on something that is not really useful in life? Of course, you can live from chess. You can be a chess trainer, for example. You can be a professional, or just it can be a hobby. Too many people ask questions of, can they get read in Codeforces in a year or something like that? Or I get so many questions about getting to Google CodeGen finals. Somebody wants to get to Google CodeGen finals in order to get a job. While getting to DCJ is like 1,000 times more difficult than getting a job just via coding interviews. I don't know. People don't understand that competitive programming should be a hobby. If you want to do it for coding interviews, practice problems for coding interviews. I have seen IDAPS references in your videos. Errichto complains. Huh. Yeah, I watched IDAPS. I wasn't aware that I have some references to him. Maybe I just didn't know that. Tiruski. I know Russian alphabet. So I understand some words. Polish and Russian are similar. How up can I get with practice in competitive programming? There's so much with practice, right? Battle logic. Yeah, there's something called talent. If in school you weren't better than others in math, don't expect to be better than others in competitive programming. A lot of math equations in your background. Indeed, Michael Workspace, good observation. I have a lot of math equations in the background. And already so many people told me about different mistakes there, like this. This should be power minus 12. Who creates problems to competitive programming, and how do they not run out of ideas? Everybody. Participants create problems. I created around 200 problems in my life. Just like for anything, just like for books or math problems. It will keep getting harder and harder to find new ideas, but it's possible. Tell us about the weather in Poland. That's such a boring question. I'm good at programming, and you're asking me about the weather in Poland. The knowledge is nowadays very well accessible in Google. Please speak English in the chat. What are the plans for future tutorials? What are my plans? I don't know. Today I thought that maybe I have 20 minutes, I can make merge sort tutorial. I don't know. Tutorials take a lot of time. Everything depends a lot what other things I do in my life. Then if I have really a lot of time for YouTube, then I can do something. The fact that you see from time to time something like matrix explantation lecture, it means that for like a week, I didn't have too much of normal job to do. And then I had those tens of hours to do that. It could be done much faster, but I'm kind of perfectionist when it comes to how such a problem is prepared. You wouldn't believe how much time I spent on statements for something as stupid as matrix explantation training, or just to choose a stupid sample test for a problem. I can spend 1 hour. And yes, there is the 80-20 rule, where you can spend with 80% of effort or time, with 20% of effort or time, you will get 80% of results. That can be applied in a lot of things in your life. Same with, I don't know, marketing or clients, with basically anything quality related or measurable. And I could spend for sure much less time, and the quality of the contest would still be good. You lost weight? I don't think so. I didn't lose any weight like ever. For a very long time I was at 80 kilograms, like very long, and that was too thin. And recently I managed to get to almost 90. I don't believe that perfectionist believes in 80-20. I'm not stupid. I understand that 80-20 is true. You know, if you like something, if you believe in something, you still can understand the other side. And for something not related to what I'm good at, to what I'm creating, I will use the 80-20 rule for, let's say, cleaning in the house. There, I will happily spend less time because I know that that's good enough. I don't have any plans for editorials for light OJ problems. Zahid says, hi from Bangladesh. Hello to Bangladesh. How not to lose hope? How can I know? Can we swap our Codeforces accounts for a few days? The New Year magic is there so that you could be Nutella for a few days, you know? Did I study computer science? For such a common question, see FAQ. Zafot says, your inspiration. Thank you, thank you. I don't play enough chess to have ELO. I never had ELO. I'm good enough to beat people who just know the rules. But I will lose against anybody who plays from time to time, you know, who plays regularly. Today, other than just chatting randomly, I will also, as I said at the beginning, modify a little bit the chatbot. So there would be today command. You know what I do on Twitch is, I thought at the beginning of having Twitch, where still I do that there can be some links in the description, but I think people don't use description. In particular, when you open Twitch on phone, actually, I don't know. Do I have a Twitch app on phone? I don't. Huh. Okay, then maybe, because I once opened some Twitch chat to check it on a phone, and I think that a lot of people use phones. Surprisingly many people. The same for YouTube. I watch YouTube on PC usually, but if I go to analytics, a lot of people use phones. And my point is, on phone, at least not via app, you don't even see description. It's hard to find description. You just see this and you see the chat. And what was I saying is that every time I modify this description and I say something about today's stream, but like about the stream, talking about competitive programming with the chat, and I usually modify this and give some link. Instead, that should be exclamation mark today. Just then, instead of modifying this thing, I will need to modify the chatbot every time. If somebody knows Twitch better, then let me know. But this is my current understanding. I'm not into techno music. I'm really far away from being into techno music. Space Jolly. Kid Boga is live? Is he? Yes, he is. Kid Boga produces some amazing content about scam baiting. There are scammers who scam people for money, usually via phone. Like, hey, I'm from Windows support, give me $400 in, I don't know, Steam cards. And he baits them and wastes hours of their time. Good content. Kid Boga. That's some educational and entertaining value. Have you seen Jim Browning? Yeah, Jim Browning, his series on YouTube about capturing CTV footage. This series. I don't even know what CTV means. I just remembered the name. Spying on the scammers.
This building in southwest Delhi
holds
a dark secret. The building houses Fairmart Travels, an innocent through their own CP. This scammer calls himself Mark Robinson.
He got access to cameras in building where there is just a scam. Everybody there is there to call people and scam them for money. Such a good content. It's called Spying on the Scammers. You can watch it later. Strongly recommended. It's few parts each, like 20 minutes. In caps lock, can you play a game of chess? I can, but I'm not going to. English, please. You can, if you want something in Polish, you can write to me in Code Forces. Basically, Code Forces. If you are into competitive programming, Code Forces is maybe the best way to get to me. If it's something business related, you can use email. You can find it on YouTube channel. Weekly IOI lecture thing. Yes, I have. Let me refer to that. I said a few streams ago that I'm thinking about some weekly series about IOI, and now Arfak asked about it. I talked with Kochev. Actually, Kochev wrote to me because recently Kochev stopped being non-profit. Basically, it means that now they are funded and they have money. They can do many different things. In particular, they got a 300 IQ to be their coordinator. Basically, they are writing to a lot of experienced people and they ask them to work for them. So I was also asked recently if I want to again be a coordinator for them, but I declined. It takes too much time. Just CodeChef has many more resources right now. Much more resources, not many more. And I told them, hey, I have this idea. What do you think about it? And would you sponsor that? And yes, CodeChef would. And then the plan is like this, but it's work in progress and basically nothing is agreed on. It's not that I'm locked in for any reason. CodeChef agreed to sponsor such weekly IOI trainings. This would mean that every week on Saturday or Sunday, there would be a 5-hour contest and then analysis. And they would just get somebody strong to do that, to handle that. And I would do it once a month, maybe once 2 months. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Just I have too many other things. But the thing is, to get somebody good to go to your programming camp and teach there, or to do such a weekend thing, you need to pay them. This is why a sponsor is needed. And CodeChef agreed to pay a few $100s for such a session. It's not that amount is fixed, but the magnitude is a few $100s. It's not that you will get a few thousand. I would say that most problems should be from old Olympiads. Like, I would choose problems from like 5 years ago, from Polish Olympiad, maybe from some camp. If problems are right now only in Polish, then I would just translate to English. I would ask somebody to check it. And then CodeChef wants those problems in their platform. There are two possibilities. One is that every week such a training would be on different platform, like we take Polish problems, then there would be in Polish judge for Polish Olympiad. That's easier for teachers who conduct those trainings, and that's better in terms of copyrights. I will get back to this in a moment. The other possibility is what CodeChef wants, because CodeChef wants to grow their platform. They want the trainings to be on CodeChef. And then those packages with problems, they need to be, the format needs to be changed so that we could upload that to CodeChef platform. And then it would be more convenient for users, for participants on those contests, because you don't need to create new account every week to participate in some strange platform, where from time to time, let's say this week we do problems from Romania and they don't even have English interface. No, it's much better to have it on the same platform. But first thing, it's more work. The second, copyright. When you open any topcoder statement of topcoder problem, you even get a footnote. This statement and this problem belongs to topcoder. It's forbidden to use it without written permission. And yeah, that's obvious. Every platform owns rights to their problems. If you want to use it in some small training of yours, nobody minds. For example, I would use all the time problems from Codeforces to, like, if I teach in high school, if I prepare students for Olympiad, I would use problems from Codeforces. That's actually completely legal because I do a mashup competition, and that's completely within Codeforces. But to take problems from one platform and upload yourself, that is trickier. The good thing is that those contests are for free for people. Because I'm Polish and I know all the people organizing Polish Olympiad, if I write to the main organizer and I ask them, hey, can I keep taking problems from old Polish camps, translate them to English and publish on CodeChef, and that will be for free for everybody, they will agree. 99% that they will agree. But but that is only for Poland. We wouldn't just use problems from Polish camps and Olympiads. It would be from all over the world, I imagine. If somebody from, let's say, USA wants to organize something, they would take most likely some old problems from USACO. Those will be problems they best know, and they have access to packages, access to tests. It's huge effort to create a problem from scratch, while it's 20 times easier, maybe 10 times easier to just take existing problem and upload it to another platform. What I want to achieve is I want to give to people opportunity to train weekly, compare yourself with others, and get ability to ask questions. That's my goal. I don't care about money here because I don't even want to organize that. I can join from time to time, but I prefer if somebody else does it. But how to achieve it best? Do we indeed put things on CodeChef and then deal with copyrights? Because to use something in a small training, it's one thing. But here, a big platform will kind of, if that's without permission, you can say that they steal problems. Or not steal, copy. And that's not fine. There can be some big lawsuits, I think, if it isn't true that every time they ask permission. I'm reading the chat, but I see that almost nobody is talking about what I'm talking about. You can change the theme of the problem, then no copyright. It's not that easy. It's not just theme that is copyrighted. A participant can see if something is from an old competition, because we ask about the same algorithm. It isn't a good solution to obviously take existing problems, and just redo the statement and choose another sample. No, that's just trying to get around the law. CodeChef has shit problems. I heard that used to be the case, and it isn't anymore. In 2 days, so on Friday, I'm going to check out recent problems from lunchtime and cook-off, and then I will say my opinion about it. I was a CodeChef coordinator for some time, around 3 years ago, and I would say the problem quality was quite high back then. This is only possible if all the platforms collaborate together and work for non-profit training. I wouldn't agree. Notice that CodeChef will not take problems from competitors like Codeforces and Topcoder HackerRank. No, it's about taking problems from local camps and Olympiads, like from Polish Olympiad. Those problems are usually just in Polish. And it's something different. Local Olympiads are non-profit. I don't know. I'm not sure. But when I'm asked to go to conduct some programming camp in a foreign country, I just take problems from Polish Olympiads, Polish camps, and nobody minds. Sometimes I'm one of organizers of those camps, sometimes not, but this is fine because nobody is hurt in any way. It's just about doing that in big scale. Same thing, if I organize a camp and I prepare some problems, I spend 500 hours in total to prepare problems, to prepare editorials. Maybe I wouldn't do it myself, but in total, let's say 500 hours is spent on something. If somebody else gets those problems and uses that in a small local training, like for 10 people, of course it's fine, I don't mind. But indeed, it's not fine if just without permission, some huge platform takes those problems and makes a training out of them. Those were my problems. Just ask for permission. If you are writing something to me, then please tag me. Just add and my nickname. It will be better for me to say. You cannot copyright the literal abstract problem, only the statement that you have. Of course, that's not true. The idea, the algorithm, patents aren't just for the statement, for example. That being said, I don't know what would happen in court. I just don't want to make any situation similar to something where one company can sue the other. That's very bad. We don't want that. Is it possible that CodeChef prepares the problems for a topic as they already have problem setters with them? Everybody can prepare problems and trainings. It's a lot of effort. I'm proposing reusing stuff that is otherwise wasted. I have access to some problems from old Polish camps where they are not public and they will not be unless I reuse them. That's the situation. Okay. The problem I'm solving is we need regular online trainings, let's say for IOI, but it's fine if you are not actually training for IOI and you participate. And the easiest way to resolve that, like 10 times easier than creating new trainings, new problems, is to reuse old national things. This stream would be all over the place if I just answered the questions. I'm a little bit disappointed in you, chat, that only 10, maybe 5% of comments now are about what I'm talking about. Okay, but maybe the topic is actually done. You talk too much in deep about everything. You think so? Maybe. Maybe. Well, this single thing is something I'm passionate about, and I spent a few hours already recently about it, and I think it's important to choose well here. But for other things, maybe indeed I should just very quickly answer questions. I don't know. Fek123 asks about my view on YouTubers who run interview training programs like TechLead and Jomatech. It's perfectly fine. I think people should do it, and more opportunities for training, more resources, like, it doesn't hurt anybody. And the fact, if somebody creates a course, or if somebody creates a book, if somebody opens a school, that's a positive thing. If somebody already runs a YouTube channel, what's the difference? The fact about starting a course is still a good thing. So the only negative thing there can be the quality of problems. And for every course you would ask me about, it would be just, doesn't matter who created that, doesn't matter if they have a YouTube channel or not, just the quality of that course. I don't know if I still have, but I had access to TechLead's and Jomatech's course. And in terms of quality of explanation of algorithms, it's average. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but actually I like the fact that there are two of them. And they sometimes talk with each other like kind of interviewer and interviewee. There are tons of problems where they both talk about it and they talk together about this problem. I like that fact, and this is something you will never see in a book. So I see the value there. I think it's overpriced. I think, for example, Jomatech's course, the TechLeads and Jomatech's course is not worth $1,000. Also, I don't like the tactic of cutting the price in half and saying that, oh, it's for a limited time, it's $500. But yeah, I see some value there. The course could be worse, could be better. And in general, it's perfectly fine if you start a course and you already have a YouTube channel. Actually, it's kind of synergetic. This is the word, there is synergy between that. You have the audience, so you will have some sales. I think that having a YouTube channel and creating such a course is strictly better for community, like the total happiness changed, than just working in a company and being a software engineer. I didn't try Advent of Code. For now, the only daily marathon I did is LeetCode May or April, but it was too long. It kind of it trashes my YouTube channel, where now there will be 30 videos about one thing. Maybe in the future I will just do a week of something, like week of LeetCode, or week of code, basically. Did I consider buying the rights to problems of small local competitions? No, I didn't. I think it's easier to get just permission to reuse it for free. I was reading some comment and missed it. If you are asking me some question, at me. In YouTube at Errichto2, in Twitch at Errichto. Just first read FAQ. Doing speedruns is a better idea, but doing speedruns has some entertaining value, but it's very bad, in my opinion, in terms of educational value. In a speedrun, I don't explain things. In a speedrun, I want to get problems done quickly. So sure, it's just like watching some sport where, oh, it's fun, but if you go to my YouTube channel, you might notice that 99% of this is to teach. Those are lectures, sometimes screencasts, but also, at least recently, even for something like Facebook Hacker Cup, I tried to explain stuff. On the main YouTube channel, Errichto, everything is there to teach people. And an issue with speedrun is it only entertains, it doesn't teach. Play Age of Empires 2 on stream? No. My strategy games from childhood are Heroes, but Heroes 5, not 3. Just Heroes 5 is a game I owned. Sorry about that. Sorry that it wasn't Heroes 3. And Medieval 2 Total War. I played Age of Empires, but not a lot. What are my thoughts on AdCoder library? Thank you for a good question, Gupta. I will open this. Recently, there are some changes in AdCoder. Makoto posted about AdCoder library, where they want to more often use problems with very complicated algorithms like FFT or flows, where usually people copy-paste the code. But then to copy-paste the code for something, for this component, black box, you need that code. Then AdCoder will provide the code. There is a library with around 10 such algorithms, and you can copy-paste it. Such an algorithm library is very common. In ICPC, it's a must. You can have 25 pages printed of codes, and everybody has them. And my team, we spent hundreds of hours preparing that, and I learned a lot while preparing my algorithm library. For ICPC, I think it's amazing that there are problems using some algorithms like flows or more complicated versions, where people should prepare those algorithms in advance. It's a nice way to force people to learn something. I wouldn't want a situation where nobody knows how to implement a flow or FFT, where you just copy-paste from somebody. Doing it yourself is very valuable. So that's one thing. But it's fine if one platform does it, the copy-pasting thing. They have quite strange choice of algorithms, where there is find and union, I think, DSU, or segment tree with lazy propagation. Those are very easy things. So I don't know. There is here a long comment by Radeusz, and I agree with him about negative things. Generally, the idea is cool, and it's fine they did it. It's fine that they did it. I see some disadvantages, and basically what I said a moment ago and what Radeusz said here. Basically, there is a long discussion. You can read it. Good aspects are obvious. That it's not that we reward people for having access to some code because everybody has access, and now AdCoder can use a bigger variety of problems, of algorithms. Am I interested in making a competitive programming course? Yes, but I'm not going to. I am going to do some course related to coding interviews. For competitive programming, I will keep doing things for free on YouTube mainly. I thought about in the near future, as an experiment, maybe having a group of 10 people, 12 people for regular classes, and you would pay some value from $20 to $50 a lesson. Maybe that, because I still need to earn money. It's not that I have some unlimited amounts and I can do things for free always. And related any kind of big course, something where I would really earn money for possibly big scale, that would be coding interviews, because that's a fair game, I would say. You pay me big amount of money and I will really increase your chances of getting a job where you will earn $100,000 a year. That's a fair deal. Well, competitive programming is something, I wouldn't say, I guess in English I can say I love competitive programming. In Polish, a word love has stronger meaning. So no, I would feel bad making a paid competitive programming course, even though rationally it would help community. It's a good thing to have such a good course. But nowadays you have, even on the main page here, you have edu section here, Pashka is doing some lectures, you have second thread making screencasts of all Division 2 contests with explanations. So many free resources, then why would you want a paid course? Stop spamming with this snippet of code. Use some forum, use, I don't know, Codeforces, competitive programming Discord. I think this stream is very far away from talking about actual snippet of code and trying to analyze the complexity. I don't know what happened in Google Code Jam. I can talk about games in a moment, but I'm not a gamer for sure. I don't play a lot. Medieval 2 is great though. But I'm not going to try other Total Wars. In particular, I don't like the Japanese era. I never was into Japanese films, like movies, games. I'm not going to play Shogun. For a long time, I didn't want to go into Assassin's Creed series, but now they will do something in Britain/Vikings. That might be cool. Maybe I will try that. At Coder Beginner and Codeforces Division 2 are both fine. You can try both. I don't know. Nobody writes their own sets or vectors. Vector is, 10 times easier. Vector is a very basic data structure, and it exists in multiple languages. Where, yes, you cannot know a vector, or maybe your language doesn't support it, but vector is so common that we need to distinguish. We cannot put everything in the same basket. Is that a word? Basket? Bucket? Vectors and flow are different after all, but I see your comparison, Bill. FFT is something you must have in your library, and so is flow. You can sometimes make a guess that something is correct, but for a moment try to get counterexamples. Yes, you can get red using Python only, but it's very difficult. You should have sponsors for your YouTube videos. That's much better than paid courses. Is it? I wouldn't say this. For a sponsor on my video, I can take around $1,000. And if I knew that it's a huge video, like once every 20 videos, there's something that really pops out, like Facebook Hacker Cup qualification round had 1 million views. If I knew about it and I could in some way guarantee it, then I could find a sponsor ready to pay me, I don't know, $10,000. I think that's easily. I could also do some affiliate marketing, for example, for Algo Expert, Educative, and this way I will also earn thousands of dollars from such a video. And yeah, having sponsors on YouTube is perfectly fine. And I did that twice, maybe a bit more now. But, it's a bit like if I don't need money then right now, because I can afford anything every day, like food, then I don't really think too much about money, and then I don't try to get a sponsor. So I said no to a lot of companies because whatever, I don't need you. I wouldn't say though that this is much better than paid courses. With a paid course, assuming that I really prepare it for hundreds of hours, I really do it well, then I can charge some amount, and assuming it's something, no, it's not a small niche, that can be a lot of money, and that can keep giving me money, right, after being done once. Well, you should maintain it, you should upgrade it. But sponsorships on YouTube, yeah, sure, you can have ads in your videos, but then it's per video. And also, I don't know if I will keep doing YouTube in 10 years. Actually, I'm not saying that anything I can do can give me earnings for 10 years. Please, YouTube, before asking questions, see frequently asked questions. Link is in the description. For best resources for how to train, how to get red, I have how to practice GitHub page. You can read it. How do you approach any organizer or any platform to set problem for them? You write to them. We can make a test now. Codeforces problem writing. And the 6th result is what we are looking for, because it's written by Mark Mirzayanov, and it describes the requirement, payment, and how to propose a contest. Code chef problem writing. There is this long page, and it will describe everything. Top coder problem writing. Write problems for top coders. And there are some instructions here. For me, it's a bit easier because I know all those people. I can just write an email to them. I can write to them in chat. When I created an AdCoder round a month ago, I would just write private message to Makoto. No. For suggestions about my future videos, put that as a comment below one of my videos, and other people will upvote you if it's really a good idea. I'm not going to get PhD, no. You need to add, yes, you can use my debug template in FAQ. A lot of people ask about it. To be honest, I was never asked, can I use your debug templates? I was asked a lot of times, how can I use it? And then I usually respond with, I don't recommend using my templates. They are very specific and they were adjusted for me. What would you do if not YouTube? Guess what? Programming. Actually, YouTube isn't my main job. I earn around 0 from YouTube. I see a question in it. Is it okay to use my debug template? Yes, you have my blessing. But you are better off using debug templates of somebody else, to be honest. Favorite problem in 2020 so far? I would need to think a lot. AdCoder has amazing problems. If you watch my screencasts from time to time, I will say, oh, that's such a cool observation. And this usually happens in AdCoder. My final thoughts on the IOI camp, the regular classes. It will not start in September. Do I plan to join Google in the future? Maybe, I don't know. because there are so many messages, I'm only reading those with @Errichto. Akira Life asked some long, complicated question. Is it worth using one book after another when studying Java? Blah, blah, blah. You can do everything in parallel. You can learn language better and you can do online problems. How am I motivated? I don't know if it's in my FAQ, but I wrote down somewhere, and I for sure answered during some streams what motivates me. And it's about me having fun. It's also about money, about helping others, and this thing being easy for me. There are a few things in my, I don't know, priorities. Money is actually far less important, in my opinion, than success. If I were to make a paid course, or I don't know, a book, having a bestseller book would make me much happier than earning $1 million from such a book. Because I don't have anything to do with $1 million. While making a bestseller book, it means I made something amazing and people use it. I don't know. So I helped a lot of people and they appreciated what life is about, if not about leaving something behind you, etc. How do you learn dynamic programming, algorithms and geometry? By practicing those problems. See my how to practice page. Best convex hull trick problem you know? I don't have memory for problems. What do I do except for competitive programming? For example, playing video games, but only a little. And that's for sure in FAQ. I learned C++ from some Polish website. For COVID situation in Poland, read news. It's, I don't know, average. Similar to other countries with average situation. Shashank, oh yeah, you get a timeout because you repeated the same question like 10 times. Come on. When merge? Good question. I need to design something, right? Or I can just sell some of my t-shirts from competitions. What's the best and the worst part about the CP community? Asks Silmia Sorov. Codeforces isn't really an open community. I was also part of that, but in Codeforces, people hate on Python. If somebody new appears in Codeforces and they, for example, use Python and they ask why they got time limit exceeded, they will get heavily downvoted. This is partially reasonable because in most cases they just didn't use Google. And with Google, they would get their answer. It's just that first thing, people don't understand that Codeforces isn't really a forum because it doesn't have categories. There are recent actions, and everybody will see your post, even if they are not interested at that. And that's quite bad if you have a big platform like Codeforces is. This system made a lot of sense 5 years ago when Codeforces was 5 times smaller. And yeah, Codeforces is not Python friendly, and that's bad. I would be happy to see more people joining the competitive programming community. And in the past, I also often made fun of Python, and now I try to be more politically correct about Python. Python is still bad for competitive programming, it's slower. But if somebody uses Python and tries to solve some easy Codeforces problem, I wish him all the best, and I hope that he succeeds with that Python implementation. Is there a Polish Olympiad problem that you wrote? No. How do I exercise? Just like everybody else. I have dumbbells in my home. I used to go to gym from time to time, but I stopped when COVID spread out. I mean, when COVID was bigger and there were lockdowns. Now I train at home. Which is the site for private training? For creating private training. If you want to teach, then for example use Codeforce's Dream. I do mashup competitions. Yes, I'm very good at math, and in high school I was on level of almost going to IMO. Jamji asks, what's my take on Top Coder marathon matches? They are cool, and I actually like optimization problems, but they take too much time. Really, nowadays I don't want to participate in such competitions because I know if I want to perform well, I need to spend at least 30 hours. And that's so much. When you are in high school, for example, even if you are in college, you have so much free time. Later, when you want to do things like job, no, 30 hours is too much. I don't have that. Do I have any tips for IOI 2020 participants? Now it's a bit too late for the advice of practice. Here's an advice. Realize that IOI isn't the most important competition in the world. If during a contest you think, oh, this is so important and I'm doing badly, then you need to realize that later there are bigger competitions like ICPC, Google Code Jam, stuff like that. There will be coding interview where if you do well, then it will be about getting a nice job, and it's about tens of thousands of dollars. IOI isn't that important. And why I say that is that with this way of thinking about it, it will be easier for you to focus on problems instead of caring about your performance. Time to ban somebody. Oh yeah, come on. Don't repeat your question for like 10 times in a row. Anyway, you really need to add mods to monitor chat? Yes, I know. I just need... Oh, yeah. No, this is funny. I didn't want to say that. Let me switch the scene. You see, here, I didn't see a button to ban. What I needed to do is open a new page with full chat, not just chat pop-out, because I think here it's possible. Because I need to do... No. Here we go. No, is it possible here? I'm a bit afraid to click somebody's link because I'm afraid that chat will close. So, okay, it was also possible here. So I didn't need to do, didn't need to open a new window. Oh, I will show how to read and understand long problems fast. I will show you something amazing I saw today. Something popped up in my recommendation on YouTube. This thing.
Good luck to you, Jimmy.
2015 Math
And now
Counts
let's
national
get on
competition.
with the first matchup of today's contest, which
You hear
has
that, right?
our number.
And I thought,
All right,
hey,
we will start
this guy
with
looks like
Ben, if you
BenQ
could please
from
tell
Code
everyone
Forces.
what school you go to and what grade you're
I
in.
will make this a
I
bit
go to John
brighter.
Witherspoon Middle School in New Jersey, and I'm in 8th grade.
He is BenQ.
Ben, it says here that you have a you will be
And that was confirmed in comments as well. Somebody mentioned competitive programming. And then there are problems. I thought that it's about quickly computing something. Like I saw it in TV where you give somebody two 10-digit numbers and they will be able to give you the product of them in 5 seconds. Sure, I'm able to understand that because just some people think differently. And they will be able to compute that product as quickly as they are able to speak or hear.
question is
But this is crazy for me. That a problem appears, they get the statement, like when the guy starts reading the statement, I think this is when also the two participants, they start seeing the statement, and here is what happens.
Cindy is cutting ribbon to use in an art project. Ben,
5.
5 centimeters is the
That
use in
was
an
so
art
quick
project.
that
And our first
statement for viewers
question is,
started popping up
Cindy is
from
cutting
left to
ribbon
right.
use in an art project.
Well, yeah, this thing, and it immediately cuts, because when somebody hits the button, like they hide the statement. We don't even see the full statement.
Ben,
5.
5 centimeters is the correct answer.
So BenQ from 5 years ago can read and solve a simple math problem, I think, much faster than I can read it.
So Ben takes the 1-0 lead over Nathan as we head into the second question of $10, $15,
Yes, I-
$20.
For this question also I tried to pause it and see how quickly I can read it and solve it.
Ben,
And yeah, it's
$1.
amazing
$1
again.
is the correct answer.
The other guy just laughs.
As we go to the third question of our matchup, and our third question is, what is the greatest integer? Ben,
10.
10 is the correct answer. What is the greatest?
Let's see how quickly I can compute it. 24, so there are 6 threes, and one will be doubled. No, not one. There will be 2 doubled. So I would say 8, but that's wrong. Wait. So there is 3, 6. Oh, there are 8. There are 8 threes because 25 over 3 plus 25 over 9. Okay, then 10. That was my speed.
10.
10 is the correct answer,
How many times 25 factorial divides 3?
which means that
And when I see something like that, then I think, yeah, I'm not going to train competitive programming anymore. I don't have any chance to be the best in the world. Some people have such skills. And this is both talent and training for your whole childhood. Not whole childhood, training a lot. I also did a lot of math when I was a child. Just that is crazy. It shows up on their screen beforehand for like 5 seconds. Huh. Okay. That's a bit better. Yeah, I will give you a link. Math counts. Oh, somebody already provided a link. Is it the same? Yes, it's the same. Anyway. Having been someone who still does math counts, a lot of times these problems are very standard or they've seen it before. Okay. This explains something. Then it's not that bad. I remember that Scott Wu is amazing with things like some card games or just numbers. There is the game where you put some cards out, like 6 cards. I don't remember the rules, each of them has value. Like 5 will have value 5, ace is 14 or 1, and so on. And you need to reorder cards and put some operations like times, plus, minus in order to make a particular value, like 2020. And he does that in 10 seconds. I need 1 minute. Check this clip out. Okay. Normally I'm afraid of clicking links, but I think you gave a correct link previously.
It is time for question number 4, and the question is, there are two integer values of n that yield an integer value for the quantity 12 minus the square root of n, all over the quantity 4 minus the square root of 7. What is the sum of these two values of n?
I will make it faster.
10 seconds.
Regan.
107.
That is incorrect, and time has expired. The correct answer is 207.
That's a guess.
Extraordinarily controversial moment here in the countdown round. All right. The score is still tied at 1 as we move on to our next 289.
Should I keep watching? So he guessed 107 when the real answer was 207? Well, if they don't have penalty for submission, then sure, they should do that. I used to be able to do such a problem for sure, but in 5 minutes. I was quite good in easy competitions. Like in Polish there is kangaroo. Yeah, something like that. I would be one of the best in the country, but it's nowhere near that. USA is bigger, it's just harder to be among the best there. No, try to solve it. Okay, I don't want to try to solve it. Come on, this will be 4 if n is 7 times 9, so 63. When I saw this statement, I thought about multiplying the denominator by something like 4 plus square root of 7, stuff like that, but I don't know where that would lead me to anything. I don't know. Why do you want that from me? I will spend 1 minute on this. I will not, because I don't even have a drawing tablet with me. No, I'm not doing that. I give up. Sorry. If you keep repeating the same comment. I saw it 5 times already. Come on. And I said that if you have a suggestion, put that in the comments below YouTube video. If other people agree with it, then they will upvote and I will see it. The people, right? And sorry about not doing math today. Just multiply it by 4 plus square root of 7 and root is 144. I believe you. I don't want that to do it today. You can ask me something like that when I will do just random simple code forces problems. Subreddit. What is better? If I am to create something for my community, should it be subreddit or competitive or Discord server? Subreddit or Discord server is better. Any guess who is gonna get gold at IOI? Yes, those people with best rating who are going to participate in IOI. In particular, William Lin has very good chances to get gold. Discord subreddit, Discord Reddit. I think Discord wins. Do I enjoy streaming? Yes, except for some parts of it. I need a moderator for sure. And streaming makes a lot of sense if you do it a lot, because then people know that you are streaming, they know your schedule, and they appear again and again, so they know what's up. Streaming to a set of random new people is bad, generally. Because everybody will keep asking the same questions. In particular, it is annoying that people ask all the time, what is my job, or am I a software engineer? This is in FAQ, but I understand why people do it. If I join some new stream and I have some question, I will ask it. I don't know what happened before. Now Twitch chat got into revenge mode, not revenge, avenge mode. Ban that person. Who is that person? If somebody just typed Pornhub when I asked subreddit or Discord, I don't think he deserves a ban. Come on, we don't have to be serious all the time. Pornhub is a perfectly fine answer, just if you do it once, to question Discord or subreddit. If I make competitive programming Discord, then it's easier for me to get moderators, for example. What happened here? Is this the same account? Say Kushik and the same thing in caps lock? How do you make that? I see two possible explanations of this. One is that one person has two YouTube accounts and spams from both. He's logged into both, one in incognito mode or another browser, or somebody saw this guy, quickly made another YouTube account to make fun of him. What's going on here? Moderating Discord is 100 times easier. No, but also what I mean is, with such a regular community, it's easier to choose active people so that they would also be moderator on Twitch. Now from a single chat, for example, if here, Gupta Samarth asked me about being moderator now in the stream, I would agree. But that's just an example of somebody who I know posted only reasonable comments, I think. But I don't know you, I don't know people. In Discord, it's more about long run, knowing people in long run, I would say. No, that's not me. Yeah, then it's funny, anyway. You want a course for beginners? You don't need a course for beginners. You can just solve problems. Collaboration with Lawrence. What should we do? What should I do with Ekner Wall? or phone plus desktop. Yeah, sure, that's also possible to have 2 accounts. Why not both? Because doing anything takes time. And I know that this is advertising another person, but William Lin has a very good Discord server. By very good, I mean there are a lot of features there. So for sure, he spent a lot of time doing that. I don't know if I should say I'm too old for that, but I don't want to spend more than 10 minutes setting things up. And for sure, I don't want to spend 10 hours. So this is why I don't like the idea of creating Discord server or subreddit. I asked William if he maybe wants to invite me to his Discord. So because right now in competitive programming Discord, I have my sub-channel, so like subcategory I think it's called, but that server is dead. And either I need to make my own or not have Discord at all. William said that he can set up a Discord server for me, and maybe I will use that thing. And that's very nice of him, of course, because I don't know, to be honest, how to do it well. He can, and he can do the same thing for me. So maybe that's the way to go. But what's the point in having so many servers? Is it really beneficial to have a server for every kind of community, like for every content creator? Change the server name to be Errichto or William and nothing, my second part of my nickname. Making a subreddit is way easier than Discord. But subreddit is just like a forum. Discord and subreddit are two completely different things, right? And I should maybe I should care about the fact that I don't really use subreddit. I don't use Reddit. Do I know William Lin? I never met him in real life, but I talked with him online. You don't have to set up everything up in Discord on the get-go. It develops naturally and people will do it themselves after asking for your permission. I like this message by Shubham. Maybe we can just start with some very simple Discord server. Is that a good idea? William Dybowski? Yeah. +1 about Discord suggestion. What should be the name of Discord server? Errichto? The Williams server is, I think, Williams Club. Should be Errichto Club or what? Give reaction on if programming was an anime. Let's see how you react. I saw, it was suggested to me on YouTube. I didn't watch If Programming Was Anime Part 2. A year ago or so, I watched If Programming Was Anime Part 1. And it was great production. Generally, I don't know what's Joma up to these days. But yeah, that thing was good quality back then. If Programming Was Anime.
Alright.
I think this is cool. He for sure spent a lot of time making this.
Seems like you need some help.
And this is just entertainment and popularizing programming. It's great. I didn't watch the second part. I will do it one day. No, not today. Limak or how to say that in English? In Polish it's orz. In English orz. It's hard to pronounce. Errichto gang. Limak orz. Errichto. Blah. By the way, don't you think that Errichto is a very bad nickname? It's so hard to spell. If I could get back in time, the first thing I would do is, telling myself in the past to buy Bitcoin or getting some lottery numbers. But after that, I would tell myself to choose a simpler nickname. If I knew that I would eventually have, for example, a YouTube channel, I would choose something simpler. Good thing is this nickname is always available. Bad thing is people don't know how to pronounce it. People don't remember how to spell it. They do single R. They skip some letter. And it's a stupid nickname. I'm not even Eric. If my first name was Eric, maybe it would have some sense. Comments on Joma's interview said Joma was somewhat rude because he seemed to tie it back to tourists often. Did you feel upset or were you cool with the interview? During an interview I didn't really notice it too much, and maybe I'm just used to the fact that tourist is the best and the most known in the community and everything. This is the thing in multiple sports, right? Where I'm sure that a lot of people in the world will be able to say what is one man who runs fast, one man who swims fast. Those are Bolt and Phillips, like Phillips or something like that. And that's for sure true for many sports, when one person dominates the field and wins far more often than everybody else. So everybody knows them. And the same thing happened in competitive programming. Then I often got a question of, do I know tourist, for example? I'm better than him in volleyball. I played volleyball with him, and it's not that he sucks, but I'm better. Here you go. From now on, I will always say that. Oh yeah, that guy, he sucks at volleyball. But again, he doesn't suck at volleyball. He's just weaker than I am. I know how I will name my Discord server. Why not Vim? That's one of the most common questions. In my head, I call you Ericsson. Oh yeah, I know this thing. Somebody pointed out that my nickname is similar to this thing. Yes, I'm aware of that, because even a long time ago, when I would Google my nickname to check if it is taken by anybody or it has some meanings, typing this with single H, it gives some information about which. This was completely different 10 years ago. Even in Polish, I think this is how to spell the name of that witch. I thought it's different. Maybe in Polish? There is no Polish here. I thought it's single H here and without the double H. Phelps. So it was Phelps, not Phillips. Okay, thank you. So I'm far behind with the chat. Discord title Vim greater than Emacs. I use Genie, so to be honest, I wouldn't name it Vim greater than Emacs. The correct way to pronounce my name is Errichto, with H like in honey. The H sometimes even in English it's H, honey. So, but English is very unnatural to say Errichto. Nobody will say that. So it's usually Errichto. Yeah, I think it's the most common, and I'm fine with people saying Errichto. The best accuracy in pronouncing my name is for people in Poland and in Russia. Often in Russia, people immediately know how to pronounce it. I'm not currently working, and maybe even there is even exclamation mark job in Twitch. And my job is teaching YouTube and organizing camps and contests. More info in FAQ. Do I have help? I don't. English, please. How to be good at proving greedy strategies for harder greedy problems. Practice with easy greedy problems. And being good at math helps a lot. You can find a list of all commands here. Okay, then let's go there in stream. Somebody talked about Nightbot. Okay. Do I remember correctly that Stream Elements is only for Twitch? This is the list of commands. There is FAQ. There are some automatic ones like, I guess, up, right? Oh, YouTube. Yeah, there is exclamation mark YouTube. There are too many unnecessary things. Uptime. Job. Help should give the list of commands. People keep trying now. I'm so smart. When I set up the age command, I didn't type my age. I typed born in this year. Commands is also good. So help or commands maybe, or list. Yeah, that makes sense as well. If in YouTube you don't need to try it, the bot doesn't work there. Did any girl confess to you before? What did she confess? That she mixes tabs with spaces? No. Were you planning to come to Oman for the ICPC bootcamp in March? Yes, I did. I was going to go there for like all days but one. I had some small collision. Toggle, stop asking the same question. It's very annoying. Bill asks, if you were to choose between being at tourist level in competitive programming, but you lose 50 centimeters in height, would you do it? No, I wouldn't. Losing 50 centimeters in height, sadly, in the society, it's a very bad thing for a man to be that short. To be like shorter than 150. Sir, I'm not spamming. I thought you haven't read that comment. Spamming has nothing to do with me reading a comment. Imagine a chat where that's the situation. I'm not able to read everything. And if that's the case, if I'm not able to read anything, then it's very bad if people repeat a comment when I didn't answer. Do you see what's wrong with that? It keeps getting worse because everybody repeats everything. Gate says, leaving now disappointed with the stream, no coding, only chatting. Indeed, the stream should be more named chatting about competitive programming, I guess. Maybe even that's the name on Twitch. Sorry about that. Switch on unique mode. Oh. Oh. Unique mode. Emotes only chat? Is there a mode where you can only type emotes? Really? Switch category to just chatting? But am I not closer to programming rather than chatting? Okay, I will switch to just chatting. I'm learning about Twitch chat. Yes, I am. Good idea. Okay, in Twitch I'm changing to just chatting. You're right that this is more that. Done. I didn't find the, how is it called? The mode? Unique mode? Do you mean slow mode? Maybe new people will find you in just chatting. I think it's a very bad idea. I think it's much more likely that somebody in science and technology will find my stream interesting. R9K mode. But how do I turn it on? Some people who stream chess use just chatting instead of chess because of how the algorithm works, they get more viewers. Yes, but everybody can watch chess, to be honest, and I think many fewer people can enjoy this stream of mine. How to turn on R9K? I only see a button for slow mode. R9K is a 4chan board. Okay. Then I'm a bit stupid, apparently. William's Discord is not competitive programming centered, it's just some people chilling. Steph Daska has a better server where actual CPU related discussions take place. And what's the name of his server? Because I'm aware of the AC Discord server, and the issue with that one is just it's mainly for high rated people. Steffers. Best programming language to impress a girl? C++, because then you can win programming competitions. Will I prefer OS made only for competitive programmers? No. Why would you create OS for competitive programmers? I have everything I want in Linux. Goku, you get a timeout. Okay, well, what I will do today, I think today, is I will open the Discord server. I will open a Discord server and I hope it will be mainly about... Actually, I don't care if it's mainly about competitive programming. We'll see how it goes. Just initially, it can be very simple. And as I said, William told me he can set up something similar for me, like his server, but what's the point in having such a complicated thing? And I'm not starting subreddit now because the issue is I don't use Reddit. After having a Discord server, I will get moderators. I'm not doing typeracer now. I think chill Discord server would be okay too. Is it OS necessary for competitive programming? No. No. For any kind of programming, you can program on any operating system. In Poland, usually people learn it on Linux, so this is also how I learned. Polish Olympiad in informatics, they just give you a computer with Ubuntu, so this is what I used first, and I still use it. Telegram might be a good start. Only some countries use Telegram. Telegram is more country specific, I would say, while Discord or Reddit are more international. Would I ever work for Yandex? I think Yandex doesn't accept non-English speakers. Non-Russian speakers, sorry. Yeah, sure, why not? I worked for IMTech one summer. It's high-frequency trading company in Moscow. Harina asks, do I think if Python should get 5 times submission time on Codeverses? No, that's too much. But yes, I think there should be some time multipliers. And every time a setter can set them up. Because sometimes when setting up time limits, I saw that I want to give bigger time limit for Java. Maybe default multipliers for Java should be 1.2 and for Python it should be 2. I think the overall situation will be much better then. Is there Errichto Discord server? Not yet, but I will make one. I think I will even make one today. If I do so, then I will put it in comments. Gokul is back with another ID. What ID? And as a reminder, read frequently asked questions before asking a question yourself. What are we doing right now? we are talking mainly about making a Discord server. I'm thinking if it's a good idea to create my own Discord server. Till now, what I used is, there was already some competitive programming Discord, and I asked the owner about a subcategory for me. And there was a chat called Errichto YouTube. I would use that one, but the server is bad. The server is dead. Also, it's not a good idea to just use one thing. There should be one chat for announcements, for example, /rules, maybe one for reminders about streams and videos, and something else to talk about competitive programming, to talk about random things. What will be there in Discord server? I think I just answered. Can I ask my doubts and questions regarding competitive programming and code forces? I will not forbid you to ask, but I will just let you know that 90% of questions I'm getting on code forces are bad. People could just Google it or read my FAQ. Good night, as you are tired, it seems. Actually, I'm hungry, and I'm going to get some I wanted to say G Fuel. Too much YouTube recently. I don't have G Fuel, I have Fuel. We'll be right back. 1 minute. Are we listening to him pissing? No, I think that was pouring water inside of a bottle. I would turn off the microphone if I went to a toilet. Why turn off the mic? Because it's annoying. It's good to hear the shake. Are you going to do more of the algo talk you started with second thread? Yes. I even asked him today if he wants to do another one this weekend. I'm checking if he answered. Yeah, he's up for it on Sunday. So maybe you will get another pair of videos on around Monday. Another algo talk. One problem maybe will be from Facebook Hacker Cup from the round that will happen on Saturday, and the other will be another problem of mine. Live algo talk would be great. Live algo talk. That might be a good idea. I will not have to edit. Live algo talk. For those of you who don't understand what's going on YouTube Errichto, we have this. Recently, I made a collaboration with Second Thread, and we just took two medium-hard problems, one for my channel, one for his channel. Each video is around half an hour. Our inspiration is channel Algorithms Live, I would say. This is a series of long episodes with guests. So now we made this algo talk. And now somebody suggested that maybe next time we should do it live. And except for some small part, like first 3 minutes, last minute, there are actually no cuts in this video. Maybe from time to time there is some correction. Like here I didn't remember the name of theorem. Then I later looked it up and I put the image, oh yeah, here. This is what I did in post-production. Okay, what are the disadvantages of doing this live? If something is messed up, then it's bad. Like if we disconnect, if there are any mistakes. But still, the main talk is just one big thing. We would need to set up everything in advance, because putting our two faces in two corners of the screen, it's not that easy. It's surprisingly difficult. Yeah. I think I will suggest that to David. Thank you for a suggestion. Whose suggestion was that? Yeah, Milo Murphy. Thank you a lot. I think we might do it. Longer videos get lower views. I'm aware of that. More complicated topic gets lower views as well. What I should do is I should just cover, problems almost of the difficulty sum of two numbers. Even when I did lead code problems, I always chose something interesting, and that's bad for views. People don't want interesting problems, they want something easy. My channel would do best if I only did easy problems, believe me, and I'm aware of that. That being said, I'm not saying that I will not do easy problems. In particular, if/when I do some course on coding interviews, I'm going to promote it, obviously. Because if I publish it, it means it's a good course, and it means I want people to know about this course. Can I invite more competitive programming tubers on Algo Talk? Yes, I can. In frequently asked questions that is on GitHub, this section, computer configuration, is blank in your GitHub page. I will take a look. Oh, I see, the link doesn't work. I need to fix it. I will do it just after the stream. Go to hardware. So one question is that, computer configuration. I will just fix it now. And done. We're talking about this thing from my GitHub. Frequently asked questions. There are a lot of them about my YouTube channel and about programming, and some personal ones like do I have a job? And you can click anything and read about it. This is just GitHub in dark mode. I'm not able to count how many times I just gave people link to this. And another sub page there is how to practice. I'm sure already hundreds of times I answered somebody with a link to that page. Do I have Huel sponsorship? No, I don't. And then I can tell you honestly what is bad about Huel. Never take the berry flavor. Berry is shit. Really, it's like normal Huel is fine. It's not super tasty, it's fine. But berry is shit. Don't take it. Banana flavor is fine. Like more than fine. You need a text on a stream. I will show you what I have. Well, wait a second. Okay. And now I remember, I have this. Now I remember, I prepared that a few weeks ago. Just the period is wrong. I set something up so that once every X seconds it would display something. Right now it's once every 6 seconds. That's of course too often. What I want this to be, let's try once every minute for the sake of testing. Once every half a minute for the sake of testing. Okay, and I can modify the text as well. They just chatting about competitive programming and creating Why did I forget about it? Go to, what's the page? Yeah, and the other thing is I need to set up Errichto.com to have some short links there. Because I own the website Errichto.com, and I can redirect Errichto.com/FAQ to the FAQ page. And here it's see links in description for frequently asked questions. For asking a question, the chat. Okay, now it should be better. And it should be slower for sure. Yeah, it's hard to read. Transform, edit, transform, no filters. Scroll. 180. I think that's too slow, right? $240. See links in the description for FAQ before asking a question in the chat. Whatever. This will pop up once every half a minute now. Huel is not much good for health, is it? Is it bad? I thought it's much better than any kind of snack. If you can say something more about it or give me any link, source, then please do. You can just put a link to your FAQ page somewhere in the corner of the stream. It will be more useful than putting it in the description. But right now it's too long. If I put link to this, I will show you what the link is right now. github.com/errichto/youtube/wiki/FAQ. This can be removed. I don't want to require people to rewrite this. But as I said, I own this page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to redirect errichto.com/FAQ. Either I will just display things here, or errichto.com/FAQ will redirect to GitHub Wiki. Also, when I switch scenes right now, this scene doesn't have the strip on the bottom. I need to learn how to use OBS better. The strip in the bottom will only display once every half a minute in this mode, when you see my screen, not when you see my face. VS Code is fine for competitive programming. I put a Reddit answer link for Huel above. Side effects of Huel. More gas when they are first on Huel, which I expected, but my gas smells much worse than it did before Huel. I'm grossed out by how bad it smells. So when I turn off my microphone, it means it's a very bad advertisement for Huel. Okay. I didn't notice this to be a big side effect of Huel. And from that you can guess either that Huel doesn't affect me, and it either means that I was anyway like that, or just I don't have problems with this. I didn't expect this thing to be a side effect. I thought that I'm doing something wrong with my health. You scared me. Do I recommend IMO this? You don't choose Olympiads because it's prestigious. Choose something you like to do. Believe me, if you don't like doing it, you will not achieve anything. Pragma, GCC, blah blah blah. How does these lines decrease the time of a program? Google your question. It will be on Codeforces for sure. How many t-shirts do you have? Not a lot, but in total I would say that I got 300 t-shirts. No, not that many. 200. Why so many ad blockers? One works fine. I don't remember a reason though. I needed that for some reason. 3 months, 6 hours daily enough for 6... I don't know your level. If so, I'm not able to say. If you are 5 years old, then 6 months of learning is not enough to get to 1600 in Codeforces. If you are postgraduate and you are good at math, sure, it is. Why can't Asians beat Eastern Europeans in competitive programming? I think it's cultural thing how much people spend time on something. And it's about, like, let's say chess. Chess is big in Russia, so it will still be big in Russia. Because there are trainers and a lot of people learn chess because, let's say, their parents practice chess. It's kind of the same in competitive programming. If one country is strong, it will remain being strong. So it's just about Eastern Europe starting with competitive programming earlier. Am I savage? What, here? Chess is gaining a lot of popularity now. I wasn't savage here. And yeah, chess is cool. I said earlier that I don't want to practice a lot of chess because it's not that much useful in real life. But just like competitive programming, it's a hobby. Magnus is genius. Yes, he is. The fact that the best player is from Norway doesn't mean that another country isn't strong. Russia is extremely strong. I didn't see any rankings, but without that, blindly, I will say that Russia is in top 3 countries in chess. How to practice 1800 rating problems on Codeforces? What do I need to study most? Just solve those problems, read editorials, learn topics that occur there. Read my how to practice page. I need to add it to the text, right? Today just chatting this, what I want. See links in description for FAQ before asking a question in the chat, and how to practice see how to practice tutorial of asking. Okay, that, and one more thing was what is also repeated. That's it. I will need to do something to make it display as well when my face is full screen. CP people who actually play chess professionally too? Not professionally. I think Yegor plays a lot of chess. Not sure. I will not answer this question. You didn't tag me enough. One typing challenge. This stream will soon end, I think, in around 15 minutes, let's say. And at the end, let's do some typing competitions. But there are so many people that only a few will join the competition. I'm not banning for people doing something single time. When you repeat the same question 5 times, then sure, that's annoying, that's bad for everybody. Here, come on, it's a single thing. Just also earlier, when I asked Discord and subreddit, somebody answered Pornhub. That's not reason enough to ban somebody. Your views on future of competitive programming as a sport. What changes have you seen since you started? Streams. There are now YouTube channels. There are now streams. There was nothing like that 5 years ago. ICPC does a better and better job with the finals. There are different competitions with live stream of a competition and some commentary. Recently, lockout competition gets popular. Lockout was invented 1 year ago during Top Coder Open. A group of us went to watch a basketball game. Houston Rockets versus somebody. I don't know. I'm not a fan of any sports. And I think mainly Scott had an idea of such a 1v1 competition. Sadly, I didn't take part in the first tournament of Lockout 1v1 because I needed to leave Houston a day earlier. Because I went to some other place. They did some local 1v1 tournament for 16 players, maybe 8. And sometime later they started doing that online. I also conducted one of those. It was my first try, so there were a lot of technical issues at the beginning, but still it was fine. And now recently Geothermal created something amazing. He made a huge tournament. I think around 200 people take part there in the open division, in the one for high-rated people. That's amazing. I'm sure that he spent so much time on it, and it's amazing that he does it. I think we should all pay him for that. And that's the future. I think that's the only way how competitive programming is in any way an esport or something, because then people can watch it. 5-hour competition is very boring. Oh, there is the tourist in the chat. Hello. It was versus Indiana Pacers. Indeed, Pacers is a word I remember. Indeed. Also, an interesting fact is that a few days earlier, I bought a phone. There, I don't want... Okay, I will not show that to you because it's... No, you will not see it. I cracked my screen a little bit. After getting a phone, like 5 days earlier, or a week earlier in USA, I cracked my phone on that basketball game. Because it went out of my pocket, hit the floor, and the floor was just concrete. Is that the word? Like the gray thing from which you make houses. Wanna play volleyball. Anyway, basketball is love. Yeah, basketball is very fun to watch. Though it's not big in Poland, so I watched much more volleyball and a little bit of football in my life. Big basketball games are in the middle of the night in Polish time zone. Cement. It's cement, not concrete. Okay, thank you. Can you dunk? Only if I can reach the hoop, but it's very hard for me with a ball to dunk. And also, recently I didn't really play a lot. I didn't jump a lot, so I don't know now if I would even reach the hoop. 1v1 tourist in basketball, volleyball, or coding. For sure not today. I would happily one day do 1v1 with tourist, of coding, of course, but not today. Today we are chatting, and as I said, I will finish in around 10 minutes. Why don't you verify your YouTube channel? What does it mean? The tick mark, blue tick mark? I think it's very random, and it's not that I apply for it. What if I miss a very good question? Shouldn't we repeat it? Yeah, if you think that you have very good question, then sure, tag me and ask it again, but not 5 times. And not it only after some time. It should have some limits. What about playing non-copyright music? What about you can play whatever music you want? I think it's very stupid if a stream starts some music, if you hear music from my stream, because if you want to listen to music, you can start whatever you want. Versus this way, I would kind of force everybody to listen to the same music. and then you cannot do something else. I think it's bad. Are we raiding tourist when the stream ends? If he is streaming, then sure. What my thoughts on long challenge? In 2 days I will check out recent problems from Couchchef and then I will say. Hello Peru. While doing questions myself, I can't able to figure out the solution, although I know techniques it required. After watching editorial videos, it seems easy. Why it happens? Because it's not always easy to understand what is needed to be done. Solution is often easier than coming up with solutions, however stupid this sounds. Just try then longer to solve a problem. If a solution was so easy, it means you didn't try hard enough before seeing the editorial. Is it a good idea to use Java in Google Kickstart? You can use whatever you want. What you do when you don't understand tutorial of a problem? I try to read the code. That actually happens a lot. If I have any access to code, I will just any intended solution. I will read that, analyze it line by line, and from code I would understand it. But if that's unavailable, then I can get back to a problem in a few days or in a few months. When I was a beginner, it often made sense to leave a problem and get back in a few months because I will be significantly better. Right now, I don't have really a progress. I'm similarly strong to a year ago. It's not that if I leave a problem for a few months, I will be better then. But I can also ask friends in that case. If you're high rated and you have such a situation where some editorial is very badly written, if you're high rated, then it means that likely you are right and just editorial is bad if you don't understand it. Then you can ask about it, like ask the author, ask in comments below the editorial, ask a friend. I'm finishing before tourist is starting the stream, so no raid. When do you start? In half an hour? I will not last that long, sorry. I can do some shoutouts at the end of the stream though. Twitch, it would be nice if Twitch had support for multiple audio tracks so you could lower music volume, raise voice. The stream has it set up. That would be nice, but a bit complicated. There are a few OBS-like softwares, and they all would need to support it. But yes, it would be best for viewers, and all full-time streamers would likely use it. Since I am from Poland, what do I recommend to attract young people to competitive programming and create a strong competitive programming community if your country is really weak in IOI, IMO, ICPC, etc.? Locally you can start by introducing your friends, especially those good at math, to competitive programming. But on the bigger scale, it's about introducing programming in schools. Sometimes when you have anybody trying competitive programming, it's also good to send them to some programming camp, to reward people in university or school for getting good places in those contests. You're asking a very complicated question. I could go on about it for half an hour. Maybe one day I will write down my thoughts. Scribble for 10 minutes. I will do a typing competition. Scribble isn't a bad idea though. Is Couchchef better than Codeforces? Not likely. I still don't like in Couchchef that they have a fixed schedule, so they need to conduct a contest once every month instead of when they have quality problems. But I heard from multiple people that it's better recently, so maybe recently CodeChef has very good problems. I will check them out in 2 days. You pronounce experimentation incorrectly. Do I? When I prepared matrix experimentation videos, I checked how to pronounce it, and I think it should be experimentation. I agree. Let me check.
Exponentiation. Exponentiation.
Exponentiation. Huh.
Exponentiation. Exponentiation.
You don't hear it? Maybe now?
Exponentiation.
Yeah, now you should hear it.
Exponentiation.
Well, it will be very hard for me to switch, and it's a pity that I made a series of videos about matrix exponentiation without knowing how to pronounce it.
Exponentiation.
Okay, next such stream with just chatting will be for sure with a moderator. It will be much better both for you and for me. Also, I need to remember to set up things differently or just sit more to the right, because when I sit right here, in front of me there is left part of the screen, and when I read comments, I need to tilt my head to the right, and after sitting like that for 2 hours, my neck hurts. Can I explain the case problem? I'm not doing a problem now. It would be very difficult for me to get suggestions of problems now and do it for like next 20 minutes and mix that with this chatting thing. Regarding the exponentiation, I'm very grateful. Thank you that you corrected me, of course. This is what's wrong to correct him. Yeah. If I say something wrong, please tell me, obviously. Just it's a pity that I didn't know that before making videos. Opinion on mentorship in competitive programming, like on Codeforces. You mean like private tutorship or something like that? If I understood the question correctly, then it will speed up your progress. Just say powering. Again, I'm far behind with chat. Oh, Xelos in the chat. Hello, Xelos. Your English is really good. For me, it's more difficult to understand the Indian accent. It's about getting used to that. I remember at the very beginning, it was also so hard for me to understand the Indian accent. It was terrible. I was in India, when I first time was in India, in some, let's say, conference, I couldn't understand some people. When somebody had heavier accent, I really could not understand them, even if I asked for them to repeat something 5 times. But after getting used to that, now I think it's much better. Gennady suggests to edit my videos and replace my voice saying exponentiation with Google's voice. That's possible in YouTube. There is some editing tool. My thoughts on monetizing my own content. It's perfectly fine if you do it. All the power to you. You should be paid. I don't care too much, so mainly I don't monetize. But if I got a lot of money for my videos, for ads and for sponsorships, and if I needed the money, then I would for sure do it. There is not a single wrong thing with monetizing your content, because you kind of deserve to be paid. Using moderators might not improve chat if viewers increase, might be just a waste of money. While I usually prefer to pay people, I would guess that those moderators will not take money, or they will take very little money. I would imagine them to be anyway viewers. Any accent is annoying if it's very heavy. That's not only about Indian accent. You will hear in my voice Polish accent, but it's not that heavy. If you heard somebody, like especially older people in Poland, the older somebody is, the heavier his accent, I would say. Just because there are two things: how fluently you speak the language and what is your accent. So really, you would be similarly annoyed with strong Polish accent or Russian accent as with Indian accent. To be honest, strong British accent can also be annoying. Actually, not annoying, because it's beautiful. I like hearing British accent, but difficult to understand. Those kids play so much and they shout so much almost in your every stream. I understand, and I don't like the fact that I live next to a playground. Can you mimic that accent? Is that racist? I can try to mimic Russian accent because I feel more like close to Russians. I think that wouldn't be racist. So it would be something like, "Can you pass me some vodka?" Yeah, that was Italian. What am I doing? I wanted to say something like, "Vladimir, can you pass me the vodka?" Was that Russian? Too few R's. I need to come up with some words with R's. I am Errichto. What is your name? Is that good? Free mods all the way. Will you organize some Code Forces contest in the near future? I have a few ideas for Code Forces problems, but I'm not making it anytime soon. I like that you talk very evenly, making your YouTube videos watchable at high speed, ×2. Some people talk in bursts, which make it impossible. I am happy about that. At the beginning of my YouTube career, I think I talked significantly slower, and I even recommended at the beginning of the video that I recommend watching it at higher speed. Myself, I also watch YouTube usually in faster speed. There is, if you type shift greater than, then you increase speed with a keyboard. It's very convenient. So if somebody talks in bursts, you can also with keyboard speed it up and down. I will get moderators after first. I will get moderators after first setting up the Discord server. Let's type. YouTube spams me for the typing contest. I'm waiting for a typing contest from an hour, tagging you more times, more red in chat box, attract you towards my comment, Errichto too. Okay. We are at 2 hours 40 minutes. That's more than I wanted. And actually, there were quite a good number of viewers. What is best here? What do we have? Type Racer. We have the coding game, or whatever the short thing was named. Where do we type, guys? And after the typing, in 5 minutes, we finish the stream. Coding game doesn't have a big limit for the number of viewers, number of users. Let's do 2 type racers. Let's do 2 type racers, then some coding game, and that's it. I need to log in. Here's a link. No, that's not the link, never mind. I wanted to create a private thing. Where's your friends? Sorry, here you go again. But there are hundreds of you, so don't expect to get there. Starts in 10 seconds. This is this is very poorly scalable with so many viewers. Coding game will be better. I know what this quote is from. It's Parks and Recreation. Ron Swanson. I watched it a few months ago, and it was a very good series, but to be honest, nothing compared to The Office. It's like worse version of The Office. Let's do one more. Congratulations to guest and green guest for 2 best places. Icekeeper, he's good at coding game. Icekeeper 100, I got 96. Congrats. And I will late play once more, but I will not participate. Then coding game, and we finish for today. Should I start my stream earlier to get right? You are more than welcome to do so. Yeah, so you can guys play here one more time. I will not. The bot for Type Racer. I don't want to make a bot for any kind of online game because that's cheating. Link to Discord server, please. It will be in comments below this stream later when I create the server. I'm going to create one. I thought about it today. I talked with you about it, Yes, I will create it. I'm not sure about the name, for example. I look tired. I'm not. Will tourist get banned for starting stream to get raided? By Twitch or by me? Okay, coding game. Here, congrats to IceCuber again for winning. And now, seriously, regarding the raiding, yeah, tourists should now consider starting like 10 minutes earlier, and that first 10 minutes can be just talking with the audience, just like what I'm doing. And then the next part is anyway quite boring, because for 2 hours he participates in a competition without talking, without commenting, and then he describes solutions. But the first 10 minutes, the extra thing before, I think it's okay if he starts earlier and talk with the audience. Who is in the background? The formulas are in the background. Clash of Code. Challenge friends. Sharing link. Oh, start a private clash. Fastest, shortest, and reverse. All languages. Let's start. I just give the URL. Yes. Quite boring. Oh, because I said that the solving part is boring. I think the same about my streams if I don't comment. Generally, I think that screencasts without commentary are the boring part. If you later explain solutions, that's fine, and my screencasts are also like that. If Tourist also changed his strategy and he now explains what he's thinking during the contest, that's, of course, more interesting. Lol, you made it for 100 people. I think that's the default. It's fine, I'm just joking. But there's always some percentage of viewers who don't get that. It's more interesting to watch winners. That's correct. On YouTube, what does best is some short competitions when there is Google Kickstart and you can finish it in 15 minutes. Such a video does the best. Is this webcam or dedicated camera? Dedicated webcam. Errichto tourist in a boxing ring. Somehow during the contest I have like twice the viewers compared to solution explanation part? What? Why? How? Can somebody explain to me why Tourist has more viewers during the solving problem part? Let's think. During that part, everybody can watch kind of without understanding what's going on. and it's just about enjoying clicking off the keyboard. Second thread screencasts are so good, funny, explanatory, and fun. Yes, his screencasts are very nice. Probably because most people don't understand the solutions. Maybe. Maybe you're fine watching a professional doing something impressive, and watching him explain it is just more difficult. But I'm still surprised. The typing speed of Tourist is so satisfying. Maybe too bad at explaining. Maybe. Share my code. Same solution by icecuber, just in Python, where the problem was, if there is number 5, you need to output 5 and then that number of dots. And then it's convenient to have a variable to know the previous number, so that if this is not the last number, then you print the dots. You can click share code to make everybody see your code. Yep, because it requires you to understand and the magic is gone. Then I'm starting to understand. Clash of Code link again. I just joined. Will this work? I don't know if this will work. YouTube chat can just scroll up. 42 seconds. That's a live number. I was just trying to write in C++ in Python. Well, then you shouldn't succeed. 234. Do I remember correctly, Wizard, that you also participated like months ago when I did coding game short challenge? I remember your nickname. Was putting semicolons at the end of all my lines, but semicolons are okay in Python. I watch second thread first because he makes contests whose solutions I need. Those are full of humor, and importantly, he has the best English accent. I don't watch Tourist just for the same reasons. Oh yeah, indeed. I envy people who are native speakers, like second thread. For example, Tourist has better potential than me in, let's say, YouTube, because he's just so well known. He's so strong. But this is not something very important in low-rated competitions. I mean, if I'm not trying to solve a very difficult problem, I'm fine. I'm fine if I solve something in 5 minutes, he can do it in 3 minutes. It doesn't hurt me. But what is harder to overcome, because it will require me to practice English for months at least, like heavily, and I didn't practice English for a few years now, I didn't have any lessons, it would be nice to have a good accent, because it's just more convenient for people to hear. And already I improved compared to the start of my YouTube. People like Scott, Eknerwala, Second Thread, they have it better. Oh, hi Second Thread, hey David. Oh, David, tell us your opinion. Somebody suggested that AlgoTalk should be live. So let me know what you think. You can do it here in the chat. What do you think about making this thing on Sunday live? When I looked at my video on my channel, I didn't really cut it. I cut a little bit the part at the very beginning and at the end, but the middle 25 minutes are without any cuts. So it would be equally good if it was live. And because now it's 8 minutes to the full hour, I will stream to the full hour and then I will host Tourist. I'd be fine with it being live. Then most likely we'll do it live. Just as I said, we need to set it up in advance. Moving the faces around is not easy. One more coding game? Sure. That one is fast. Mine only had one cut of like a minute when we talked at the same time. On the other hand, not a lot of people will watch it live. So the counter argument is there really a point in making this thing live? Second coding game. Can you please show your template of C++? You can see it in GitHub. Bro, help me. Did I really want to learn circular queue? If your question is, did you want to learn? I don't know. You should know. What are different C++ topics required before jumping? I don't know. Arrays, vectors, recursion, functions, STL. I honestly have no problem with your accent. No, there are small differences. And I'm betting that the biggest difference will be for a native speaker. I think that people from England or USA, they will more care about watching somebody who is also a native speaker. So many stupid questions. What can you do? How can a coder come up with problems having this? Every platform is different. Every platform chooses their own scoring, so whatever. 30 seconds. Thank you for all the great videos. You are welcome. Unless in a moment you will say, oh, but none of them were great. Guess by observing provided set of tests. Okay. Everything is 5 by 5. If in of I of j, if this is 1, then use the thing from the other one. Print in of I, j plus 10 plus 12, I hope. Play. Somebody already finished. 57%. Can I access the statement again? I don't see how. And that's bad. Coding game should make it easier now to still access the statement. If I cannot find it, it means that it's a bit bad UI, usually. View code. Okay, I think n is length. Can it be different than 5? No. Here somebody used 5 and it was correct. So what did I mess up? Why 57%? And this is a common mistake. So the cool thing about the chat, about having a live chat, is that you can tell me if somebody sees. I have work I have to do. Oh yeah, sure. Having real work to do is a bit more important than watching a stream. I agree with that. Do I ever get inferiority complex? I think I'm too good to have those issues. Like, how is it called? Impostor syndrome? No, I don't have that. See your keyboard skill when you are typing. Please make a video on this. Maybe I can do that one day. You used 2 for loops, and what's wrong in that? With that? J plus 12. Yeah, I iterate over a line, and then I iterate over 5 characters. I checked if this character, J character, is 1. If yes, I try to access character from 2 grids to the right. So plus 6 and plus 6. Every grid is of size 5, plus there is space. I saw your comment before, but no. It would be really hard for me to just get to accept all the requests from the chat. Try to make games. No, I'm not good at that. I would need to spend a lot of time to learn it. But I agree that making games is quite cool. I don't have a super chat because it would likely make it would make standard chat a bit less important, and I don't want that. And I would feel obligated to, no matter what I'm currently doing, answer to super chat. While some of my streams are more tense, where I do like lockout competition or just screencast where I want to solve a problem. I don't want to then, for example, somebody will pay me $2 and will say, please solve this problem. But I don't want to solve this problem. So what then? This is why are you spamming in 2 chats? One last round? Maybe. Well, it's the full hour, so let's just raid tourist and be done with it. 2 for loops. A nested for loop in a for loop are also 2 for loops. Yeah, but what's wrong with that? Why did I get 57%? I will show you the code again. No, I saw somebody with 5. This is my code. You can pause the video if you want to focus on that, or make a screenshot. This was my code, but somebody here had a code with number 5. I think. Also, congrats Gupta for winning. I thought that I see somebody with number 5. Oh, somebody with 5. Okay. Width was not constant 5, height was constant 5. But was it in samples? Then I guess it was. If all samples had width 5, this is so much stupid. How much I can code in 24 hours? I participated in some 24-hour competitions, but I don't know how to say how much. I can work for about 20 hours during 24-hour period, but I will be extremely tired after that. GG, yeah, congrats. Well played. A lot of people with 57% for sure. Yeah, a lot. Stupid problem. Where is the rating? Stupid. Difficulty, fine, fun. I don't know. Assumed it's always 5. The best advice you will give anyone out of your life? I don't know. I would need to think. Someone will pay me $2 and ask me to solve something I don't like is a valid reason not to do super chat, I think. For other common questions, see FAQ. Okay, I'm raiding tourist and was it that? Raid tourist? The tourist. Before I do that, do I want to do anything before that? Shout out to Eknerwala for recently making some videos, screencasts. He's a very strong competitor, and Scott Wu. Like winning Google Kickstart and doing lockouts. And obviously check out Second Thread if you want screencasts of Code Forces Division 2 competitions. I did recently a video with him and we are going to do it again, maybe live. Alright, thank you everybody for watching. I'm making soon a Discord server. I will put link in the comments. And go watch Tourist. Especially the first part where he solves a problem without explaining solutions, because that's a better part. That's correct? Thank you for watching. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.